In just an hour, the federal government will partially shut down. The House and the Senate called it a night without reaching a deal on a spending bill.
President Donald Trump is pushing for $5 billion to fund his proposed border wall. Patrick Perez takes a look at what this partial shutdown means for us here in Central Texas. Patrick?
Well, Mike and Chris, without this deal, funding for about a quarter of the government will end at 11 p.m. The Senate managed to pass a measure that makes sure about 800,000 federal workers still get paid during a shutdown, but that won't kick in unless the House approves it tomorrow when it meets again. Late-night negotiations on Capitol Hill failed to keep the government open and fund President Trump's southern border wall.
We're totally prepared for a very long shutdown.
The president summoned Senate GOP leaders to the White House on Friday and sent top administration officials to the Hill, including Vice President Mike Pence.
We'll keep you posted.
But with no Democratic support, the Senate struggled to pass the House-approved spending bill that includes $5 billion for the president's wall.
You're not getting the wall today, next week, or on January 3rd when Democrats take control of the House.
Earlier this week, the president seemed ready to fund the government without wall funding. But then came a revolt from the right.
Let's face it, I mean, we have two talk radio show hosts who basically, influence the president, and we're in a shutdown mode. It's just, I mean, that's tyranny, isn't it?
Tonight, the president tweeted images of what he's fighting for, delayed his trip to South Florida for Christmas, and blamed Democrats despite his comments earlier this week.
I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it.
The president says if there is a shutdown, Democrats now own it.
That's a complete lie.
Shutdown 101 is you blame the other party at all times, and he accepted the blame. So it's I think most people recognize that.
Now, a government shutdown at the end of the hour means you'll still get your mail and packages. You'll still see TSA agents at the airport. Some national security workers will stay on the job, and the shutdown won't impact Department of Defense and military workers. But here's a look at what some of the shutdown will impact. About 9 federal departments, including Justice and State. National parks like the LBJ Ranch could close or just offer limited services. Locally, the LBJ Presidential Library will shut down. There is a complete list of all the impacts on KVUE.com. In the studio, Patrick Perez, KVUE News.